I'm laughing at myself because like I'm just a 24-year-old girl trying to figure my shit out. Welcome. 7:30 in the morning. I actually should grab my phone so I know the time because I got a yoga class right down the road at 8 a.m. It's a hot yoga class. Very excited. Cheers. Here's some fresh pressed celery juice. We love it. So wow, you're either new or you've been here for a while. If you've been here for a while, thank you for still being here after my last video of just like complete vulnerability and honesty. I'm not gonna explain it in this video because like that was already a lot for me to open up about. So if you want to watch it, it's just gonna be like highlighted somewhere here or something and you can click on it and watch it. But done with that, we're pivoting, we're moving on. We're just gonna do a day in my life in California. Very exciting. To be honest, I haven't really been getting up to an intense amount because I moved from New Zealand to here, and this is just like a pit stop for me before I go to Hawaii where my family is. This is my original home, not the home that I'm living in, but like my original, like California is my original home before I moved to New Zealand, and so I just needed to come back here to see. I didn't need to, but I wanted to. Family, friends, and also I explained in my last video that the Department of Agriculture is pretty intense in Hawaii, so there's just like a lot of things that Olive needs to get done before we go there. So that's why we're here in California for a few months. I'm really excited to be here. I love it here so much. I'm teaching tonight actually, which is really exciting. So it's just a good time. I'm really bummed because I'm about to do hot yoga and I'm actually having like a decent hair day today, but whenever I do hot yoga, so I just washed it yesterday, my bangs just get fucked afterwards and it's just so hard to come back from that. But first world problems, I'm totally fine. I'm excited to move my body. I digress. Today I thought I would just like show you what I'm doing. Not fully working right now because I saved enough money so I can live comfortably out here. In the meantime, I'm expecting to be pretty fucking broke by the time I get to Hawaii. So I'm thanking my parents and just the financial gods for just allowing me to be supported by my family once I'm out there, because I will obviously get a full-time job there and just see where the wind takes me. I mentioned that I've just been getting a lot of opportunities here and there's a chance that I can learn a different healing modality, which I'd be really, really excited to learn. We have hot yoga on the plate. Then I'm gonna come home and make some coffee and some breakfast and just chill, finish reading a book that I'm reading. It's Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I'm sure a lot of you have already read it. It's fantastic. I literally have like 25 pages left, so I'm really excited to get through that. And then I'm gonna start Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. I know I'm late to that train, but just good stuff. It's so cool to have time and space to like sit down and read. The weather's been freaking killer here, so I'm really excited to go and take Olive to the BEACH so she can exercise. I guess that's all I really need to fill you in right now. I really should check the time. I don't have a watch on. I never have a watch on. I don't know why I just did that. I really need to get my shit together because I need to get to the studio so I don't miss the class. Hope you enjoy this video and welcome to my life. Just got out of yoga. It's so sunny, excuse the hair. I go to Grassroots, which is just right over there here in Ventura. It was a gentle flow today. I just felt like my body needed some restoring, since especially we're in winter right now, where I mean, like I went from summer, I just hope no one's behind me, the parking's a little crazy here, but went from summer, which is so extroverted and energy and fiery and everything, in New Zealand, and then to dead ass winter here in California. I mean, it's beautiful and sunny, but it is a little bit colder, and energetically we're supposed to, you know, recluse in and kind of heal and reflect rather than like manifest and grow, even though I feel like I'm growing and manifesting right now, which is crazy. So I feel like I'm in this juxtaposition of energies right now and I'm really trying to find the balance. But anyways, my body just really needed that gentle flow. It's so bright and so hot. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna make myself some coffee and a smoothie and read my book, and then we'll take Olive for a walk. Okay, hey, I'm all hyped up on bean juice like you saw before, and I'm just ready to sit down and chat for a little bit. I forgot what I was gonna say. As for my last video, I've been going through like a lot of anxiety over it, and just from sharing my truth and sharing my experience and out of love and just out of like pure being me and a decision that I made and sticking through that and like sticking to my conviction and like knowing what's right for me despite all of the loud noise that's going on around me, which I'm really proud of myself. But also putting that out there has really made me realize, oh shit, there's gonna be a lot of people who don't agree with me and who are gonna unfollow me and who aren't gonna like me because of this decision that I've made for my body. And then when I was thinking about it, I'm like, that's totally okay. If someone's going to judge me based off a decision I made for my body, then they don't have to be here. And I don't know if I'm not gonna change this part about me. So it's like, if that is something that's like super upsetting them, I'm not so sure if I want them to be following me or in my life. But the people who mind don't matter and the people who matter don't mind. Dr. Seuss said it correctly. Wearing my heart on my sleeve and being just emotionally so naked, my ego has come up so much, being like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, this is scary. People aren't gonna like you. It takes me back to like when I was in elementary school and middle school and I was so scared to not be in the in crowd or like to not be liked by someone. And when I was bullied in middle school, I felt so isolated and alone. And that's where my people pleasing kind of like kicked in, and I kind of like molded myself to fit in with whoever I was around just so I could be accepted and loved. And I feel like that's been a reoccurring theme in my life, especially with the height of this like massive 2 years that we've had. The extremes on either side of any situation. It's like, why can't we find a middle ground? Because that's where I feel like I'm sitting at. And it's like once I put this part of myself out there, my ego's like, this is scary, this is scary, this is scary, like delete it, delete it, delete it, or just shut up, like stop, lie about it or whatever. No, F you, ego. I'm gonna just continue my truth and continue my path. And the people who want to follow that or who want to support me in that are gonna support me in that. Of course, I'm a human, and if I read a comment that's just not nice, which thankfully, everyone's been so fucking supportive, and I've gotten so many DMs on my Instagram saying that they've been in the same situation as me. I've inspired them to like follow their truth even more, and I'm just so profoundly humbled by that. Me putting my life and journey and voice out there, Olive's just playing underneath here if you can hear some snorts and stuff, but putting myself out there is kind of like, it's just cathartic for me and therapeutic, because like it's forcing me to be authentically 100% me, and I'm putting it out for critique for the freaking world and the internet can be freaking harsh. I'm like really just laying myself out there, being like, all right, tether me, stab me, love me, hug me, whatever you need to do. It's really freeing. Like honestly, after I've gotten over the hump of like, oh my God, like people are gonna like me and whatever, it's like, do those people really matter? No. Like, do these anonymous people online that might unfollow me or just might not agree with me, do they really matter? Not really. The only opinions that I care about are the people closest to me who love me for who I am. And it's like, I'm just so tired of giving my attention and my energy to sources and things that are just there to put me down. I've been really leaning into this. After I read Untamed by Glennon Doyle, I feel like anyone who's read Untamed by Glennon Doyle goes through this like revolutionary, like wild phase of just like, society has been out to get me as a woman for so long. It's so true. I mean, like we live in a society that capitalizes on our insecurities. We're either too fat, too skinny, we need makeup, our hair's too straight, too curly, whatever. We're constantly in this society that is telling us that we need to change in order to be accepted. And it's like, I feel like I finally clicked with the concept that like I am incredible and divine just as I am, regardless of what society says, of what the next trend is, of like what people say I should be like. Like, it's crazy to me how, like, I understood that concept for so long, but it didn't click. You know when that happens? I feel like that's happened to me quite a lot with things where like, especially like when I went through my phase of like finding out what self-love really is. You're like, oh yeah, I need to love myself before I love someone else. Like, yeah, I get it. And then when you finally have those breakthrough moments where like either the universe gifts you something, a lesson or a person or something that teaches you, oh, this is what it means, or this is what it is. I feel like those are the most beautiful things, and that's when growth happens. But growth happens, I feel like, when you're the most vulnerable or in a lot of pain. I mean, like, pain's like the fuel of growth. And as hard as that is, that's how we evolve and change. I used to be so scared of getting out of my comfort zone and so scared of taking risks. I feel like that all shifted once I moved countries. I feel like you get to a point where, like, you can't hold on to your situation anymore. Your only choice is to let go. And that's kind of like rock bottom in a way, where it's like, you're like, I don't know what to do. Don't know what's next. I don't know what I could possibly do to fix this situation, so I'm just gonna let go. And I think that there is a difference between letting go and giving up. But failure breeds new ideas and it breeds new beginnings. So maybe failure isn't the worst thing, and we should know that failure isn't the worst thing. I mean, like, I went through that too, where I'm like, God, I was in like a 4-year relationship, like off and on with Jack, my last partner. And he's, you know, I found the person I'm gonna marry, the person that I'm gonna have babies with. And then when that didn't happen, I'm like, I failed that relationship. I failed. Where it's like, can you really fail something that just like wasn't meant to be? I don't know, I think I'm just in this phase where I'm learning acceptance, learning to pull myself out of situations and view my life objectively rather than being in it and like being in the turmoil of all the emotions and all the just chaos. Yes, I know that I need to sit with my emotions, and trust me, I've been sitting, I've been breathing, I've been allowing shit to come up and like sitting in the muck. It got to a point where I didn't want to go into meditation because there's so much work to do. And every single time I went into a meditation, something came up and it was like this big energetic release. Now I feel like I'm in this space where I can uncover the muck and feel like I'm just observing, and I'm still feeling everything, and I'm still allowing things to come up and to be, but I'm equally just releasing them and letting go. I think the phrase of I don't know has really helped me. Just approaching things with I don't know. I don't know, because I don't know anything. I'm just saying shit that I've like observed, I've been through, whatever. Like, I'm strictly just observing. I'm making hypotheses, I'm speculating, I'm just noticing what I'm noticing. I think that's all we can do on this human experience in this physical plane, and like building relationships and connections and just finding out what is aligning for us and what isn't. And I think that the freedom of following your own divine path is like what we're meant to be doing on this earth. Like, that's our soul purpose. Like, our soul's literally like signed a contract to be in the space that we're in, like in the timeline that we're in the body that we're in. Like, our souls literally travel to this area and we're like, yep, we want this human experience. I don't know what that means, and I don't know where that's gonna lead me to, but I don't know, I feel called to share everything, so maybe that's my purpose. I don't know, you guys, I don't know. And I'm laughing at myself because like I'm just a 24-year-old girl trying to figure my shit out. I think we're all trying to figure our shit out. I don't know if that's ever gonna go away, and that's okay. I think I kind of want to be this like expeditioner and explorer of my own human experience. I think there's something magical about not knowing and allowing yourself to sink in and dive in and just let things turn out the way that they're supposed to. And that doesn't mean just like, oh, I'm just gonna go with the flow. Go to the flow to an extent, but also work towards where you're envisioning. Like, I would really love to be financially free and use online platforms as my main source of income. Like, that's an absolute dream of mine. And you know, these videos aren't gonna upload themselves. And I just gotta keep doing this. I just gotta keep doing this until, I don't know, it's not fun for me anymore. Because I feel like the moment that it's not fun for me anymore, that's when that phase in life is expired. I'm just gonna do things a lot more intuitively and a lot more in my power in order to find that inner peace. I'm just so committed to myself. It feels really good to say that. It feels really good to just break down the barriers that I've built up myself living in this society that we've been living in, and just sick and tired of being in a cage. Anyways, I'm gonna step off my soapbox now and I'm gonna play with this little angel baby because she seems ready to rock and roll. I'll just show you my view outside though. It's pretty fucking unreal. So that's my view outside. It's a beautiful blue sky day. It's a little windy, but that's okay. Anyways, we'll see what else I get up to. Where'd you go? Hi, baby. Look at this. Oh my god, focus. Look at this freaking color. Kidding? We got blueberries, dragon fruit, which is what makes it this beautiful color, mango, orange juice, a little bit of honey. I just got home from the beach. Now I'm going to make some tacos with some leftover meat that I made the other night, and then these amazing avocados that my friend Jen has in her backyard. The most insanely buttery, beautiful avocados ever, and she just has a surplus of them. They can't eat them fast enough, her and her boyfriend. And so they sent me home with a bunch when I saw her the other night. So I'm gonna make some guacamole, and then I have some kale and some leftover taco meat and some siete cassava flour taco tortillas, and I'm gonna warm those up and then have some tacos for some lunch. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so yeah, I look really pink right now. Anyways, let's do it. And I'm so lucky. One of my students from Ventura Pop-Up Yoga gifted me a bunch of lemons and some oranges that is growing in his orchards where he lives. Fresh lemons. But these avos are just insane. I love a lot of garlic. Oh my god. I wish you could experience this texture with me. It's like, so fucking creamy. Thanks, Jen. These avos are insane. Almost forgot to film. Yum. I didn't even heat this up. Yum, yum. We got guac, we got kale, we got leftover beef. Taco beef.